Hello, good evening, everyone. Yeah, welcome to the last day of the training we've been having for the past 2 days now. Um, this is the final day, and I want to welcome all of us. So I would like to take some time to allow for others to join us. If you are here already, just let me know in the comment section. Just type "I am here with you," so we know we're together. If you are here already, let me know. Just put it in the comment section. I'm here with you, so that we'll be able to flow from there. Today is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. We have a whole lot packed up for you. Yesterday, we did a lot of stuff on diet, local seasonings, and foreign seasonings, the disadvantages and the advantages they have. And it was exciting. I know we benefited a lot from the training of yesterday. Dr. Marvelous Njoko and Ebele did justice to the topic. So today we're going to go further, we're going to go deeper into what we have, and we'll be discussing managing domestic stress or domestic stress management strategies, especially for women. So we'll be looking at that, and we'll be looking at some simple natural remedies that we can use. So in the next few minutes, I'll just hold on and hang on until we have few people joining us, then we can fully kick off. So while we wait for others to join us, if you are here, I want you to put in the comment section or type it in the comment section that I am here. I am here. If you are here with me, just I want to see it in the comments. I want to see it in the comments. Just type in I am here. So I want to have at least something close to a full house before we kick off fully. I know that today is Monday. A lot of people are just coming back from work, and it's not been easy having to get back from work and joining a training, but it's something that is going to benefit us. So that's why we are here. For now, we have one person. If we have up to like 5 people, we'll just start off. So let me do a little recap of what we learned yesterday. Ebele, who is into organic seasonings, taught us the benefits of using organic seasonings and taught us about the foreign seasonings, how they come with different processing that can damage it. Talked about MSG and the impact MSG has on the body, especially the kidney and all that. So, and how we can avoid using processed seasonings and prefer or start using organic seasonings. So I know we benefited a lot from that. And also, she mentioned how you can use seasonings to actually reverse the effect of some diseases. She shared a testimony on how she used organic seasonings to help to reverse her ulcer, the ulcer that she had. She talked about some of these seasonings as turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, garlic, cayenne pepper, and so many of them. If you have not watched it or you have not you were not present yesterday, you can go back and watch that video. It's something that you need to pay attention to, especially as a woman. Then after that, Dr. Marvelous also came up and shared with us healthy diets that we can take. She talked about different types of food, wholesome food, and processed food. She said that some foods that are ultra processed are dangerous to the body. Example like semo that everybody take, that's semovita, how it is ultra processed. And during the process of producing it, they remove the fiber. And the fiber is the most important aspect of the meal, is the most important part, because it's a fiber that helps the digestive system, is a fiber that boosts the immune system, is a fiber that helps the body to detoxify. So if you remove that fiber, it's more or less you're taking empty shelf. So she talked about we using more organic food like our fufu, our garri, and some once in a while mix it with semo. So that way we have better food options. She also talked about snacks for kids, using fruits, vegetables instead of buying biscuit, junks, and all that, using fruits and vegetables. So these are some of the things that she taught us. I want you to, before we start, I want you to give me like a minute. Let me remind people that the training has started. Let me just send a message to the WhatsApp group and the Telegram group that the training has started. Okay, so let's go on. Today we'll be looking at overcoming domestic stress and maintaining a healthy home. This is something that we'll be looking at today. I crafted the topic this way because I felt that this we need to bring it home to women. There was something I was studying some few hours ago, and I was looking at how Jesus treated women. Did Jesus look down on women? Did Jesus actually um, make women feel less important? Was that what happened? I was just looking at those things to see how Jesus treated women. And I discovered that Jesus treated women equal with men. There was no separation. In fact, Jesus stood with the woman of Samaria, the woman that men were ashamed of standing with. They were surprised that Jesus could stand with this woman for hours and was teaching her, to the point that the woman went into the city to call other women and other men to come and hear what Jesus had to say. So if according to my faith, I'm a Christian, so I'm bringing in that Christian aspect. If Jesus, who is our role model, can actually treat women with respect, I don't see any reason why any man should disrespect his wife or disrespect other women. I don't see any reason why. Jesus had so much respect for women. In fact, when Jesus came to the house of Lazarus, Mary and Martha were with him. Martha was busy preparing food, doing stuff that women do. And Mary was sitting down listening to Jesus. So it got to a point that Martha was angry that why not speak to Mary to come and join me in the kitchen to prepare the meal? I'm the only person working, I'm overworking myself. What did Jesus say? He said, allow Mary be. He has chosen the most important thing. So I've thought about this statement. It means that for Jesus, cooking, doing domestic chores was not the most important job that women have. The most important job that women have was fulfilling purpose. Was fulfilling purpose. So what happens to those women who are full-time housewives and are doing all the chores and literally are useless to the society? Let me put it that way, or are not making the desired impact. I think that's a better way to put it. They are not making the desired impact. They are just focused in the house. What does this story tell us? It tells us that um, Jesus did not see women as that. He saw women same with men, because men were seated listening to him, and Mary was also seated. And he said, that which Mary has chosen is the most important. Is the most important. So, drawing from this story, we can say that women have the role to play in the society apart from their homes. Apart from their homes. That's why any woman that is doing very well in the society, we should support her. We should support her because she's breaking the bias, let me put it that way, and she's reaching out beyond that which the society has molded her to do or to be. And that is a very critical aspect. So as you are joining us, I want you to, if you have any question, put it in the comments. If you have any comments, put it down. I will see it, and some of them will be highlighted. So let's move on to the topic of the day. I remember one time that I was practicing in the hospital, and one time a lady came in, and she was complaining of severe headache, body pains, and all that. We did all the tests, and we discovered that nothing was wrong with her. So we told her, Madam, maybe you should rest, maybe you're overworking yourself and all that. So she said, okay. They gave her a few drugs and she went home. After about a week, she was rushed down to the hospital. She has passed out. So what happened? What happened? Nobody knew what happened. By the time they checked, the blood pressure was so high, the sugar level was also high. What happened between the period of 1 week? What would have happened? Why would this lady, who was so energetic, although very weak, come down to this state? So during the period of asking questions, interrogating and all that, we discovered that the children were not doing well. In fact, one of the sons that was schooling in Ukraine, the Ukraine that is fighting war now, the guy was there, came back with mental illness. What happened? He went into drugs, and as he was taking drugs, his brain could not take it, and it degenerated into mental illness. So that broke this woman down. Why is it that when the trend didn't turn out the way they're supposed to be, all the blame goes to the woman? So you see some men saying, it's woman, see your son, look at what he's doing. As if it is only the woman that should train the child. It's not supposed to be like that. So the reason why things like this get to the woman is because society and the male folks have assumed that women should be the one training the child. So the man has no role in the child's life. And that is a serious error. So all that pressure that the husband was putting on her, blaming her for how her son turned out, and also because of the genetic makeup of the woman, she could not carry the stress and she broke down. I hope we know that, medically speaking, it has been discovered that we have more cases of high blood pressure in women than in men. We have more cases of high blood pressure linked directly with stress in women than in men. I'm talking about linked with stress now. So women have more propensity or have more risk of developing hypertension and some chronic disease from stress than men. In fact, in some of these cases, you see the man less concerned about it. Even when he's concerned, he's not as concerned as the woman. Just like, well, it has turned out like that, life goes on. But for the woman, she is emotionally broken. She is emotionally broken. So all those hormonal changes, emotional issues, you know that emotional stress is the worst form of stress. That is the worst form of stress. So all that emotional breakdown and all that weighs the woman down, and the woman becomes more vulnerable to chronic diseases. So the reason why we put out this training is the woman has a pivotal role to play in the family. In fact, the woman is the engine room of the family. I say this everywhere I go, every training I'm doing. I say the woman is the primary stress manager in the house. Not because the man is the man is totally useless. No, but the woman has a pivotal role to play. So any woman that doesn't understand this will be at the mercy of the man. Will be at the mercy of the man. So it's very, very important for women to understand their role in the house. And it's also very important for women to be able to manage the stress that is generated from the house. I see a lot of women totally stressed out. When I mean totally stressed out, they are seriously stressed out and they are full time housewives. We are going to consider some of the things that you need to do to reduce the stress. You see some women looking so old, and you think that they are the mothers of their husbands because of the domestic stress that they are going through. So, women's life also matter, not just black lives. Women's life also matter, and every woman has the responsibility to take care of her health. If God forbid you are no more today, the man can easily move on. It's easier for men to move on than for women to move on. A man can still be married to a woman and go after another wife. But it's difficult for the woman, even after the death of her husband, to move on. It takes the grace of God for them to move on. So many times, many of them don't marry again. So you need to take care of yourself. You need to put yourself in a very strategic position in your homes to be able to manage the stress that is coming out from there. And that is the whole reason why we have organized this. So if you are just joining us, please, I want you to put I am here with you in the comment, or I can hear you. Just put I can hear you in the comments. If you are just joining us, I can hear you, and I will know that you are with me. If you can hear me, say I can hear you. I can hear you. Just type it in the comments and I will say it. So let's move on. What exactly is domestic stress? What exactly is domestic stress? So domestic stress is the stress emanating from the home. Is the stress emanating from the home. This is the response your body gives to events and circumstances that occur in the home. So these are the events that occur in the home and how your body responds to it. That is what is called domestic stress. Domestic stress affects more women than men, making them unable to effectively manage their home. So what we're saying is that domestic stress affects more women than men. Most cases, the man just wakes up in the morning and is off to work. Doesn't know how the food is made. He doesn't know how. That is why if you are married to a man who understands you, if you're married to a man who is willing to help, who is willing to cook, who will understand that you are tired and enter the kitchen themselves, you are blessed. Sometimes I come back from the office really tired, and probably there's no food in the kitchen, and my wife is there. I see her face and I see her mood. I know that this woman has really overworked herself. I enter the kitchen and make something for myself. I enter the kitchen or I ask her, okay, baby, what are we going to eat? It's okay. There's this in the kitchen. Let's see how we can make it, and we'll do it together. or I just go into the kitchen, make something out, and give everybody to eat. You understand? So the domestic chores, the house chores, and all that is not restricted to the woman alone. It's not restricted to the woman alone. There was a message I heard one time that stuck. The preacher was saying that a woman is a helpmate. A woman is a helpmate. So the man has the responsibility to take care of his home. The woman is just helping. So, but how come that we have turned it around? That the woman is not the one doing the job and the man is helping. It is a primary responsibility of the man to take care of his home. In a situation where he knows he cannot do that effectively, that is when he need to employ the services of a nanny. So for instance, I know that I'm very busy. I can be very busy. In fact, I leave the house in the morning so that I don't come back till late in the evening. Oftentimes when I come back, I'm so tired. And I know that the job in the house might be too much for my wife. What do? I made arrangement to get a nanny that comes to the house, clean the house, help my wife to do one or two things, and goes on. At the end of the month, I pay her because I don't want my wife to break down. Because when my wife breaks down, I spend more money trying to take her from one hospital to the other. So I'm still going to organize a training for men where we're going to be teaching them their roles in the house. But for now, we're focusing on women, and that is where this issue of domestic stress management comes in. And I have a slide, but I wouldn't want to share it. I'll just read it out. So just follow me. Maybe after the training, I can decide to share it out. So every woman needs to pay attention. I've said this before. Every woman needs to pay attention to her health. Every woman is a stress manager in her home. God has given women the ability to create peace in their homes. And this is not taking away the fact that some men are make things very difficult for their women or for their wives. See, I want to advise us, never stay in an abusive, physical abuse, that's what I'm talking about, an abusive marriage. You have bodily injuries, bodily harm, and all that, and you are still in that marriage. So, if you have a husband who is very intolerant, very, very how do I put it now, is doesn't understand, sees you as a full-time housewife, and he comes to the house, things are not done, he's taking it out on you. You need to be assertive. You need to be assertive. Don't in trying to be submissive, you need to be assertive. Being assertive means that if you are not going to do this and you are too tired to do it, once you say, honey, I'm tired, I can't do this, let's stand by your word. Heaven is not going to fall. If it leads to abuse, then you take it up. Either you report to someone who your husband respects, or both of you sit down and iron it out. If it's beyond the both of you, then take it up to someone who he respects. If it's beyond the person who he respects, then I'm afraid you need to check out of that marriage or relationship for the meantime until there's peace before you can come in. So that's exactly how it is. If you are listening to me, if you are watching this, I want you to say, I am here with you. Just drop it in the comment. I am here with you. I'll be happy to see comments. I've not seen anybody commenting. I hope you can hear me. So if you can hear me and you have been following, just put it in the comment and say, I can hear you and I'm here with you. Let's see that. Let's see that. Let's see that. Well, I'm waiting for your comments. I can't see any comment for now. I'm waiting for your comments. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting for your comments. Still waiting for your comments. Yes, I can see one comment. Still waiting for your comments. Yes, yes, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Yes, I can see that. Awesome. 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 Great. Yes. So more comments are coming in. More comments are coming in. So you are here with me. At least I'll be sure that I'm not alone. I am not alone. Okay. Okay. So apparently some men are here. I don't know what they are doing here, but well, let's go on. So let's continue. As I said last, I said every woman is a stress manager. Every woman has the ability to create peace in the house. How do you create peace in the house? Sometimes you ignore. I love for a statement that somebody made, and he said, "Choose your battle wisely. Choose your battle." It's not all gist, all talk that you pay attention to or you respond to. There are some that are not worth your response. Sincerely, they are not worth your response. So your husband is talking, trying to bring up issues and all that, and you are just silent. You are just silent. Like Bishop Oyedepo said, he said if there is a boxing contest and the one person is ready to fight, is already in the field, boxing, throwing his fist and all that, and and ready to fight, making noise, jumping around the ring. Then the other person who is his opponent didn't show up, refused to enter the ring. Will the fight hold? No, the fight will not hold. So sometimes just refuse to show up. Refuse to show up. What I mean is that refuse to respond. So when you have refused to respond, it will get to a point where the other person will say, I cannot be fighting myself now. It's as if I'm the only person involved in this fight. And they will just keep quiet. But issues arise in the house where everybody wants to make a point. And do you know the funny thing? Where there's a shouting match, nobody actually makes any points. Nobody makes any points. But you make your point where there is peace in the house. When there is peace. Let's move on. Attention to how you react. Pay attention to how you respond to issues. So there are some factors that determine how women respond the way they do. The first is their genetic makeup. Their genetic makeup. Women are more emotional. Women are more emotional. So most likely they are going to react in a very emotional way. And because of their genetic makeup, women interpret things sometimes differently based on emotions. That's why if your wife, let's say you're an husband, and your wife asks you, "Is this cloth fine?" and you say, "Well, it's not too. It's okay. It's okay." Maybe you didn't give a very resounding affirmative statement. She will take it that you don't like the cloth or you don't like the hair that she made, or you don't like her even. So because of their emotional makeup, their genetic makeup. So sometimes that's why you respond the way you are. Sometimes you wonder, why is it that I'm responding this way? How am I reacting this way? It's your genetic makeup. But you must notice this and keep it in check. Then another thing is life experiences. Life experiences. Some women were abused by even their parents, by their fathers, their mothers, their uncles, and others. So they grew up in a very toxic environment. And that has been a major problem. That has been a major problem for most women. So as a man, every man needs to also consider that. And as a woman, to since we're talking to women, you need to consider that your last experience or your past experience should not determine your present relationship. So because the man you dated before you married your husband had certain things he was doing, and you have decided that this is how I'm going to treat men. So you are bringing those things into the present relationship. It doesn't all go well. So let the past remain in the past. You are now a new creature. You have new experiences. If your husband is not giving you trouble, you don't have um, any any justification. That's the word, justification to give him fire. If it's not, if he's a peace-loving person, so just follow it like that. Don't use your past experiences to judge your present situation. Your past experiences could be with other people, but it's not the same man. It's not the same man. This happens where women have to remarry. So you are judging your present husband with the former relationship you had or marriage you had. It's not supposed to be like that. So it's supposed to be the new person judge him with a clean slate, without any prejudice or anything like that. So it is very important that you pay attention to your reaction, how your body is reacting. And also note that your reaction is based on your genetic makeup and your life experiences. So, how do you pay attention to your reaction? Let's say you are in the house and things are becoming very hot. Things are becoming very hot, and you see that you're beginning to sweat, or your palpitation is beginning to increase. You touch your chest, and the rate at which your heart is pumping blood becomes faster. And you also notice that your chest begins to pain you. That is a time to take a time out and rest and cool off. That is a time to stop that reaction in its tracks. Just stop it and just decide. It's not easy initially, because it's difficult to switch emotions, but you can. You have the ability. God has given you the ability to switch emotions. So what you need to do when you see that the thing is really affecting your health, you just need to switch off. How do you switch off? It's either you walk out of that environment, or you just stay quiet. Or you just stay quiet, or you just staying quiet. That I mean doesn't mean that um, you are becoming you are not becoming a slave. No, I hope you understand what I'm. What I mean by staying quiet is that you want to quieten your mind and your body, so that your body can respond more positively. Because we are after your health. We are not after the situation. I'm not here to do or to initiate a gender war to say men are the women are this. Everybody have their own beliefs. But what I'm interested in is your own personal health. I see women break down emotionally, physically, and it's painful. So the reason why you are here is we're teaching you how to notice that there's a reaction taking place in your body, and to cool down, to slow down, and sometimes to rest. Sometimes you are walking, you are doing all the chores in the house, and you notice that you're having this banging headache. But because you have not cooked, you have not done this, you've not done that, you still go on walking. It's not supposed to be like that. So when you have noticed that your body is reacting negatively, do you know even taking a nap for 10-15 minutes can help to calm down that reaction that your body is having? Just go to somewhere, just lie down, and 20-30 minutes you just sleep. It will reduce the headache. It will stop all the stress hormones that are being released, and it will calm the body. Very, very important. Because if you don't know the way your body is reacting, it is difficult for you to know when you want to break down. So pay attention, know when the body is not okay, when your body is not okay, and rest. Take out time to rest. There are some keys to a healthy family that I'll be sharing with us. Keys to a healthy family. And these are things that we need to pay attention to. And the first thing is this: a dirty environment has severe impacts on the people living in that environment. A dirty environment has severe impact on people living in that particular environment. In fact, there was a research that was conducted by one of these children NGOs in US, and they discovered that children who are raised in dirty environments are more aggressive than those who are raised in organized environments. Let me give you an example that we all know. So when I was growing up, I had to go to Lagos to go do some exams. I think it was my WAEC. My last school, there was kind of expo or something cheating, so they didn't release some courses, and I needed to retake the exam. So I decided to go to Lagos to take it. And where I stayed in the Lagos was a suburb. When I mean a suburb, one of the slums. Not really, is it really a slum? It's not really a slum, sure, but is a little above a slum. You know, those kind of face me, I face you homes and all that. Because I didn't really have anybody in Lagos. So, and that was the only accommodation available. So that's where I stayed. I discovered that these guys, these children were always aggressive. I discovered that they were always shouting. If you are discussing with them, it also argument and they start shouting. Some of them become violent every time there's street fights. Even now in Lagos, you see Mushin boys, you see Ikorodu boys, you see some of these areas, you see them fighting, courtesan and all that are very high in those areas. Why? Because the environment is not clean, the environment is not sane. So because of the toxic and the dirty environment, it gives the children a kind of an aggressive behavior. An aggressive behavior. What if you now bring it down to the home? Your home is always disorganized, is always scattered, is not always arranged. There's never a time that the home is clean. There's never a time. Do you know that the children that are being raised in those homes will be aggressive? There are some homes that I've gone to and I've never met the house clean. I have never. I have never. In fact, there are some of them, you check the walls, you see pencil used in writing all over the wall. You see a bar that they just finished eating is on the table. Some particles of food are on the table. You see the table has charcoal from pot is on the table. You see the house disorganized. You see everywhere dirty, looking very unkempt. And it affects the home. It affects the children that are being raised in those particular places. It affects them. So they become more aggressive. They are not coordinated. It also affects their intelligence. Because truly, every child deserves to be raised in a very decent home, in a very decent environment. You don't need to be rich to be neat. I'm telling you the fact. Dirtiness is a source of stress, even to the women. Even to the women. Dirtiness is a source of stress because the brain cannot coordinate well. The brain is programmed to operate in an organized environment. If the environment is not organized, if the chairs are not arranged the way it's supposed to arrange, if the seat, the tables, the food, everything is not arranged the way it's supposed to arrange, it will send stress sensations to the brain. And those stress sensations will begin to stress out the body. And before you know what is happening, the effect of stress will begin to show on the body. So you see houses, men, women that grew up in such houses, you see them having stress written all over their body. You see them growing older, you see them having gray hair, you see them looking unkempt just because of the impact of stress on their body. So this thing is very, very important. I don't know how I can stress it, that how neat your house is will determine the stress level of the house. If you know that you cannot do this alone, maybe the house is so big that you cannot handle it alone, employ the services of a nanny. Employ the services of a housekeeper. You can get somebody to come help you, even if it's only on Saturdays. let them clean the house, wash the clothes, help you do some stuff and all that. So within the week, you just maintain the house, do a little cleaning just to make sure that it's clean. So that way, it reduces the impact of the stress on your body. This is very, very serious. And I pray we understand it the way it is supposed to be. I pray we understand it the way it's supposed to be. So another thing that you need to do is to create a bedtime routine. Create a bedtime routine for your children. Create a bedtime routine for yourself. So what do I mean by bedtime routine? Let's say you can decide that, okay, once it's 10 p.m., everybody should go and sleep. If you can, if your husband cannot sleep, fine, but you and your children can go and sleep, or you can go and sleep yourself. So once you have that routine, that once it's 10 o'clock, I go and sleep, or once it's 11, or once it's 9, I'll just go to bed. Your brain will begin to program the release of a hormone called melatonin. So that hormone is also a stress reliever. That hormone is what makes you sleep. So if you have a bedtime routine, you have the time you sleep, you have the time you wake up, it will help your brain to program itself very well. And will make sure it supplies adequate energy for you to wake up in the morning, especially if you are living in a place like Lagos, where you have to sleep late and wake up very early. So even if you are sleeping late, but you are sleeping at a particular time. So once you get to that time, you just go to bed. You can say it's 11, you can say it's 10, and once it's 5 or 4, even if you wake up by 4. So within those few period of time that you sleep, it's easy for the brain to coordinate your sleep pattern. It's easy for the body to coordinate it. But when you don't have any sleeping time, you sleep 12 today, tomorrow you sleep 2, next tomorrow you sleep 8, it's disorganized. And because it's disorganized, the brain cannot coordinate very well. And because of that, the production of melatonin will be reduced drastically. Before you say Jack Robinson, insomnia will come in. And once insomnia comes in, it becomes a problem. You start complaining, you can't sleep, you can't sleep very well because the brain has disorganized the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so another thing you can do is to make sure your house is not chaotic and disorganized. When I mean chaotic and disorganized is how the system of operation of the house, you must create a strategy to make sure that there's a way issues are resolved in the house. For instance, your children are always fighting. There must be a strategy to resolve it, to reduce your own stress. There must be a strategy. If you don't create a strategy to resolve it, it will affect your body. So how do I mean by strategy? You must teach your children how to apologize. You must teach your children how to let go. Some children don't know how to let go. So it means that one of them offends the other. If they don't retaliate, they can't be at peace with themselves. So you must teach your children that you can let go, you can forgive and forget. Teach them good morals. Teach them good morals. Let you and your husband come together to teach your children good morals. Let them know how to behave outside. Let them know that it's not everything that they demand that they get. There are some things that they need to be patient to get. Because if you give them everything they demand, they carry that mentality to the outside world. And when they are rejected once like this, they give up. Because in their entire life, nobody has ever rejected giving them anything. So you must create a system in the home where everything is organized. Chaos is resolved. The house is not like a cat and rat race. So everything is well organized. That is where you come in as a woman, because God has created women to be more organized than men. So that's why if a woman gets into the house, maybe a man just gets married and the woman comes, You will know that there's a difference between the house when the woman was not there and when the woman was there. There's always a difference. And that difference is in organization, because that is the way God has created women to be. They are more organized. So some of the other things you need to do is you need to be positioned. The duties of women in families have placed them in a vantage position to have a direct impact on the general health and well-being of their family. Women safeguard the health of their family members by providing proper nutrition, detecting illness, and teaching and monitoring hygienic behaviors as food procurers and preparers. So, in a case where you are the person that is in charge of food, there are some homes that the wife is not in charge of food. They have cook, they have house help that do all that. But even at that, the woman still oversees it. So God has placed you in a vantage position. Like what Dr. Marvelous said yesterday, that 90 to 100% of all diseases that affect man today are from what we eat. That is a very powerful statement. So it means that what you eat determines the health of the family. I don't know if you have noticed this, that everybody eats one particular meal and everybody is purging. Everybody is going to the toilet. Everybody has diarrhea just from eating one particular meal. Or everybody eats one meal and everybody's having stomach upset or constipation. That's because the food that goes into the mouth has a direct relationship with the health of the body. I was saying this in Kaduna when I went to speak 2 Saturdays ago. I said the food that children consume can determine if they are healthy or not. Dr. Marvelous also mentioned it, and Ebili also mentioned it yesterday, that there are some children that are having adult diseases. Children having hypertension. I mean children, people that are less than 10 years having hypertension. Children having diabetes. Where did all this come from? From the food that they are eating. From the food that they are eating. So there are sometimes that children crave for sugary food. They crave for sugary food. And because you want to feel among, other children are eating it, and you don't want to feel left out, you don't want your children to feel as if you are from a a disadvantaged home, or there's no money in your pocket, you give them those things. And those things go into the system and disorganize the body of the child. So you must learn to show your children the best meals to eat, so that even when you are not there, they can reject bad food and accept good food. I want you to watch the training of yesterday. You will learn a lot about diet. It was a master class. So I'm not going to go into that dieting aspect because it was well dealt with yesterday. Now let's look at a few things. There is what is called work-life balance. Many women don't know that being a full-time housewife, if you are a full-time housewife, is a full-time job. It's not a part-time job, it's a full-time job. So if you can treat your domestic chores as a full-time job, it will help you. It will help you. That means you have resumption time, you have closing time. You have a time that I'm not doing any work again. I've retired for the day. So not you work from morning till night. Because if you don't have a closing time, your brain cannot be properly organized. Your brain cannot be properly organized. So it means that even if you are a full-time housewife, in the morning, you do the things you're supposed to do. I'm sure that your husband will also help you in a way he can to help you do a few things so that you are not overworked. I remember early in our marriage, I was the one washing my clothes. Washing of clothes was not an issue for me. I was consistently washing my clothes every Saturday because I didn't want it to be a burden on my wife, until we grew in the marriage and all that, and we had people coming to help out and all that. That's when I hands off. Because a man that doesn't consider the health of the wife or the amount of work the wife is doing is not doing well. It's not doing well. So there is a work-life balance. Let me put it that way. Your ability to balance your work and your life is what is it means by having wisdom to live well. What I mean is this: you must be able to create a time to work and create a time to rest. You must be able to have time for the family. You must be able to have time for your children. You must have time for your husband, even that too. Sometimes we immerse ourselves in the work in the house that we don't even have time for our husbands. We don't even have the time to bond. So there is no connection. Gradually, the connection in the marriage is separating because we are overworking ourselves. Remember what Jesus told Martha when Martha was complaining. He said, Mary has chosen the most important thing. Mary has chosen the most important thing. What was the most important thing? Bonding with Jesus. So your bonding with your husband, with your children is even more important than the running letter skater in the house to make sure that everything is okay. Your bonding. If you bond if you bond very well with your children and with your husband, the stress level will reduce drastically because it will be a communal living. Sometimes you just let's go and do this while we're all there gisting and doing it. It no longer has stress for you. But if you take it as a serious job and you just focus on the work, sometimes women are in the kitchen from morning till night. From morning till night. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. So you must create a balance. You must create a life. You must have a life outside the chores in the house, outside all the work you have to do, even if you are a working class. Even if you're working, sometimes you come back from work, you rush into the kitchen, you start cooking and all that. It's very good. But once you are done with that, don't extend and go and start doing other things that are not necessary for that time. For instance, you just came back from work, you've pulled your clothes and all that, you start cooking. Maybe you went to the market, branched the market as you're coming back. After cooking, you now discover that I need to wash clothes. You go into washing clothes and you wash clothes till 12 midnight. No time of bonding, no time of gisting, no time of communal living and all that. It is going to rub off on you. It's going to, because that bonding that you have with your family releases a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin is a stress reliever. Oxytocin is called love hormone. So that's the hormone that is released when you are around people you love. That hormone is released, and that is something that can help you. Then another thing you can do to help you manage all the domestic stress is prioritizing your work or your chores. Prioritizing it. You can decide to reach out to your husband and say, honey, which one can you help me do? Any reasonable man can say, okay, let me do this while you do this. And the separation, that way it helps you to manage the stress. But if it's in a case where you are the one that does everything, then you need to prioritize. What do I mean by prioritizing? You find out, is it important? Is it urgent? So you create a kind of box. Is it important? Is it urgent? If it's very important and very urgent, then it's top priority. Very important and very urgent is top priority. Like cooking, for instance. I know that so many people have issues in their house because of food. Food. So is it urgent, very urgent, and very important? Like cooking, then that is your priority. Is it very urgent but not important? You understand? It's urgent though, but not important. It's urgent, but even if you don't do it, nobody will die. Nothing will happen. Let's say washing of clothes now. It's urgent because you have to use it to go to work, or your children have to use it to go to school. So that is the second priority now. Then the third one is, it's not urgent and it's not important. Those ones are the ones you should just push to the background. It's not urgent and it's not important. So there are sometimes that women create work for themselves and it adds to the stress. There is no, okay, let me give you an instance. The house is okay, it's clean, and there's no sign of dirtiness, no sign of dirtiness, and you just go and get mop and you start mopping. The house is clean and you start mopping. So you mob and mob and mob until you are sweating, you are stressed out. First of all, it is not urgent. Second of all, it is not important because the house is not dirty. Or you have a clothes you are going to wear to the office. Everybody has the children uniform, everything is ready, but you still pack out some clothes that you know you don't need and you start washing them. Those are the things that can cause you stress. So, in order of priority, is it very urgent? Is it very important? Is it very important and not too urgent? Those ones you can leave it towards the end of the day. If you have chance, you do it. If you are not chance, move it to the next day. Because if you don't prioritize your work, it's going to stress you out. Little things that don't matter can stress you out. Little things that don't matter can stress, excuse me, can stress you out. So it's very important for you to prioritize. Then I want to stress this. If the domestic stress is telling on you, get a nanny, get a nanny, get a help, get a help. I feel bad when I see women saying that their husband didn't allow them to get house help because their husband is telling them that their own mother, that's the husband's mother now, had 11 children and she didn't have any house help. And you think the time of your mother, you think the time of your mother is the same time and age you are living now, where everything is in jet age, everything is in fast pace. And you think if your mother was still alive now, and if he gave birth to you now, you think she would have survived it. So get help. Sometimes nannies are not too expensive to actually get. You can get the ones that come and go, even if you don't want anybody to stay in your house because you don't trust people. But you can get the ones that will come, do the work, maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. You can negotiate with them. So that way, those days that the nanny come, you are relaxed. You are able to rest and do other things. It is very important. Now, let me touch a little bit of that. I didn't want to go here, but I still have to touch it. Do more living food than dead food. What do I mean by living food? Living food is a food that is still alive, that is still in its raw form. Do more living food than dead food. There are sometimes that we do more dead food. If it's not indomie, spaghetti, cooked food, canned food, sausage, and all that, those things are dead food. And if you listen to the teaching of yesterday, you understand what I'm talking about. They are totally dead. And those Yeah, so sorry for the little break. There was a disconnection, so but we are back. I was talking about do more of living food than dead food. Do more of living food than dead food. So what it means is that make sure there's a lot of fruits and vegetables in the house. Instead of taking all the processed snacks and all that, make sure there's apple, there's banana, there's cucumber, there's cabbage, beetroot, and all that in the house. These are the things that can ensure that the house, your children, your family are healthy. It is very important. It is very important. And as a woman, do less of processed food. I know those things will feel their enjoyment, but they are not. Imagine you seeing chicken inside a canned chicken. Do you know how the chicken was produced? Do you know the amount of chemicals, the amount of sodium that was put inside that chicken? So those are the things that cause us problem. So another thing that we need to do is to avoid shouting. Anytime I'm teaching women, I tell them reduce the shouting, reduce the number of shouting that goes on. I know it is sometimes you want to express yourself and you express it by shouting. Do you know that shouting has been linked to hypertension? Sometimes those children that you feel that they can't hear until you shout is because you have programmed them to shouting. So they will just wait until you shout before they do it. But if you can reason with them, if you can call them and say, why not do this way? Why not do this? I mustn't shout. And reason with them. You get to a point where the children will begin to deal with you based on that, not just shouting. So if you are the kind of person that you are used to shouting, I think you need to stop. I think you need to stop. It's telling so much on your health. It's giving you headache. It's giving you so much pain. It's giving you so much fatigue, and it's also increasing your blood pressure. So reduce the shouting in the house. Ladies, reduce the shouting in the house. Women, reduce the shouting in the house. I can't stress this enough. Reduce the shouting. Don't shout. Talk gently. I know some of us cannot just talk gently, but you have to learn it to help you plan, to help your body to be sane, to reduce your stress level. Stop shouting or reduce it. This is one of the issues that I talk over with my wife. Reduce the shouting for your own health's sake. That is it. So sleep as much as you can. Any opportunity you have, sleep. For instance, you just give birth to a child and you don't sleep throughout the night. Anytime the baby is sleeping in the day, try to also sleep. Try to also sleep. Because once you sleep at that time, at least your body will reset, your stress level will drop. But what do some women do? Immediately the baby is sleeping, they start washing clothes. Immediately the baby is sleeping, they start doing chores and all that. But that's the time you're supposed to rest. That's the time you're supposed to rest. So don't assume, pick your battles wisely. Pick your battles. There's some battles that is not worth fighting. It's not worth your energy. It's not worth your time. You ignore it. But there are some that you need to address. Address it right there and then to reduce your stress level. Make sure that you drink a lot of water. Make sure you exercise. As a woman, house chores is not exercise. You say, I've been working since morning. It's not exercise. Exercise is deliberate, it's intentional. So in the morning, just take out time, take a walk, or you can even do running on the spot in your house. You can do little aerobic and all that in your house and take out time to rest. Just few exercise. You can take a walk with your husband, but you need to exercise to release that burden that has accumulated from domestic stress. You need to take it easy with yourself. You need to pity your body. Let me put it that way. You need to pity your body. You need to get to a point where you tell yourself that I want to live long. I don't want to die before my time. So for that reason, I must take care of myself. As a woman, you need to do health checkup. When last did you do health checkup? When last did you check your blood pressure? When last did you check your sugar level? When last did you check your cholesterol? When last did you check your liver, your kidney, and so on? When last did you do that? Some women don't know their health status. I attended to a woman, that was some days ago. Some days ago, I think it was on Monday or so. Her situation was very bad. And she had been having this feeling, but because she has to be in the house to take care of the house and all that, she left it until it degenerated to a point where it started affecting her whole system. The sugar level was about 39.4 millimole per liter. The normal range is between 4.2 to 6.4, but her own was 39.4. If you're in the medical sector, you know that that's an emergency. Immediately she was admitted. There was blood in urine, there was sugar in urine, there was protein in urine. She had ulcer. She had ulcer attack. Her cholesterol, although she's not too fat, but her cholesterol level was very high. Her total cholesterol was about 8.0, something that should not be more than 5.3, was 8.0. Why? Because she's not exercising. Why? Because she's eating all manner of food. She's not paying attention to her diet. It is very important for women to pay attention to their diet because of the hormonal makeup of the body. If you don't eat healthy food, if you don't eat natural food, it will distort your hormones. And once it distorts your hormones, the person will start having hormonal issues. Sometimes it will even lead to infertility because the food you have eaten has distorted your hormones. So from here, I want to go into some simple natural remedies that you can use in taking care of yourself and your family. Every woman deserves to know this. The first one is steaming. Steaming. What do I mean by steaming? Let's say someone in the house have a fever, or someone in the house has a running nose. You know, this catarrh, running nose, sneezing, coughing, and all that, chest congestion. And what you can do steaming for the person. How do you do steaming? You get ginger, you get garlic. Just be writing some of these things down. You get ginger, you get garlic, you get cucumber, you get mint leaf. If you can see guava leaf, fine. Then you get one of these either any of these balms, actually, those hot balms. If you cannot get any of the balms, you can use simple rub and just take a spoon, take it, mix it with the very hot water that you have poured in the bucket. So you have poured your hot water in the bucket, you slice ginger, you put it there, you pieces garlic, you put it there, you slice cucumber, put it there, a few mint leaf, guava leaf, you put it there. Then you cover the child with a duvet or a towel. You know, those thick duvet. You can even apply it to yourself, you can apply it to your husband, you can apply it to anybody who is having flu, and cover it. You can even put your child there and stay with your child, then cover both of you. Both of you will be inside the duvet. So you do that and your child inhale those steam. As it's inhaling the steam, it's clearing the nasal cavity, it's clearing the airflow, it's clearing up all the blockages, congestions that is taking place in the airways, and it's freeing it up. Even in some cases of fever, the person will start sweating profusely. And when you sweat profusely, when you have fever, it helps to reduce the temperature. It helps to reduce the temperature. The temperature becomes higher when you are not sweating. You understand? You're having high fever without sweat. Temperature keeps rising. But immediately the person starts sweating, that means that's a natural medicine. No, I don't know of orthodox medicine, but in natural medicine, once the person starts sweating, that means healing has started taking place. So you can use that as a very powerful natural remedy to take care of congestion, nasal congestion, rhinitis, and all that. Some of these um, nasal congestions and all that, cough, catarrh, and all that can take care of it. Then the second one is stomach pain. Maybe your child is complaining of stomach pain and is bloated. You can wash scent leaf. You know the way they wash bitter leaf, but this time around you're washing the scent leaf with water, and you squeeze out the juice, put it in a cup, add a little salt, a little, very little salt. You don't need too much salt. Add a little salt to it and let the child drink. Even as a woman, you can drink that too. So what does it do? It takes care of almost all stomach troubles, ranging from constipation to bloating to bacterial infections in the stomach and all that, that maybe is leading to diarrhea. It once you take in that, by the time you take it morning, afternoon, by evening, it has cleared out what is causing you pain. And it's very effective. Scent leaf is very effective also in taking care of menstrual pain. So if you are a woman and you're always having menstrual pain, 4 days to the day your period is going to start taking scent leaf juice first thing in the morning. So you wake up in the morning on empty stomach, drink a glass of scent leaf juice. Second day, that's you drink it the first day, the second day, the third day, by the fourth day before your period starts. So you're taking it 4 days before your period starts. When your period finally starts, you are not going to experience any pain. And even if you experience pain, it will not be as severe as it used to be. In fact, if you do it consistently, first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, by the fourth cycle, you won't experience anything called the menstrual cramp. It is very effective because scent leaf has what is called chaffia or chaffic acid. That chaffic acid is an analgesic. It is an analgesic that takes care of stomach pain. You understand? That same analgesic can take care of menstrual pain. It can also take care of headache. So you can squeeze scent leaf and place it on the head and just relax. It will help to take care of that, take that headache out. Then if you're always coughing or your baby is coughing, this one I've used it a lot on children, babies from 1 year old, 2 year old. You know, they've taken cough syrup. Most times cough syrup doesn't work. They've taken cough syrup, they've taken antibiotics, yet they are coughing. So what do? You get 10 mils of 10 mils of the cup of drug where they use the measuring 10 mils. You get it of pure honey, original honey. Just get it, pour it into a cup, then get ginger and wash it very well. Remove the bark, get garlic, remove the hard the clove, make it and leave the fresh one, then mix it together and pound it. After pounding it, you extract the juice, add a little water so that juice can come out. Extract the juice, then pour it into those 10 mils, into the 10 mils of honey. Mix it together and take a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon, that's a small teaspoon. Take a teaspoon and give it to your child. When it finishes, do another one. By the time you give your child first day, second day, by the third day, it's totally gone. In fact, for some people, by the end of the first day, it's gone because you give the child in the morning, give the child in the afternoon, give the child in the evening, a teaspoon each. Before you know what is going on, it's totally gone. It is very, very effective. It is very, very effective. You can do things like turmeric tea, like Billy mentioned yesterday. You can do turmeric tea, you can do ginger tea, you can do lemon tea. Those are the things that will boost your immune system. There are some homes that they are never sick. It's not a coincidence. It's because they have natural remedies, natural fruits, vegetables in the house, natural spices in the house that they use every time. There is also what is called aniseed. Aniseed is sold in the market. There is a fenugreek. Fenugreek is also sold in the market. Do you know that fenugreek also has the ability to control hormonal imbalance? Yes, fenugreek. although the taste is not so fantastic, but it's very effective. Another thing that is very effective, natural remedy for high blood pressure, cholesterol issues is beetroot. How many of us know beetroot? I don't know if you know beetroot. If you know beetroot, let me see it in the comments. Say yes, I know it. Maybe if you go to the market, though, just tell them to show you beetroot. It's there. It's red, very red. It's red. It's like how do I say, potato, but it's not potato. It's very red. In fact, if you cut it, the water that comes out from it is very red. So you can put it, you can grate it, you can juice it, and take a glass cup. You can't take beetroot every day because it has hepatotoxicity. That means it can affect the liver. You understand? It can affect the liver. So you take it at most twice a week, or let's say 3 times a week on empty stomach. So it will burn off the cholesterol. It will take care of the blood pressure, help you to manage it that it doesn't overshoot. So those are some powerful natural remedies that we need to have. Every home needs at least a bottle of honey. Every home need a bottle of honey. You can give your children 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey to boost their immune system. Honey has antibacterial properties. Every home should have at least either cinnamon or turmeric. Every home should have it. In fact, some people use turmeric as curry instead of those curry that you buy from the market that you don't know where it came from. Just use turmeric. In fact, that's what a berry does. She uses turmeric to prepare her own curry. So every home should have it. Every home should have ginger. Every home should have garlic. Every home should have it. These are things that you should buy on a regular. And once in a while, just use it to prepare tea and give it to the house. My son, I'm beginning to teach him how to take some of this. So when I do all my mixtures and all that, of all this, maybe ginger, garlic, and all that, I give him a cup to drink. Because as he's drinking it, his taste buds is adjusting to it. Some of them are not too sweet. So you say, daddy, this one is not sweet. I say, just manage it for your health. It will boost your immune system. It will make you to be strong, like a Superman. So when you give them all those gingering and all that, they will take it. So those are some powerful natural remedies that you can take. Not forgetting the one for ulcer, which is red cabbage and unsweetened yogurt. A glass cup, I've mentioned this several times. If you have been following me for years now, you know I've always been mentioning this, that red cabbage and unsweetened yogurt are powerful tools to treat, or natural remedies to treat ulcer. So those are some of the things we need to do. There are other natural remedies, many of them. You can find many of them also in my book, 40 Years But Trapped in a 70-Year-Old Body. The book is available when you want to get. Somebody also ordered today. 500 copies I printed. It's almost finished. It's almost exhausted. So in the next few months, weeks, not even months, I'm going to print another batch. But it's still available. You can order for it. So thank you very much. I want to take a few questions. If you can hear me, drop questions and we'll just take them. Okay, we'll take the questions. Then we'll go from there. If you have any question, let me know. You can drop it in the comments. Any question, drop it in the comments. Any question, drop it in the comments. Yes, if you have any question, drop it in the comments and I'll attend to it. If there's no question, we'll call it a day. But if you have a question, drop it in the comments. Yes, still waiting for your questions. Let me just wait for the next 1 minute. If you have questions, please drop it in the comment, then we'll take them. Okay, so I have a question here. Uh, Please, I didn't really get what to take to reduce cholesterol. There is something called beetroot. Let me just type it in the comments so you see what I mean. It's called beetroot. Beetroot. Let me type it. Yes, that's a beetroot. Beetroot. So let me show it so you see what I mean. It's called beetroot. It's red. It looks like onions. It looks like potato. You understand? So you can actually peel the back and peel it the way they peel potato, and the main beetroot will be there. So you slice it. You can slice it, and or pound it, or blend it, or juice it. Either way, if you blend it, you can squeeze out the the juice and drink it. You can even decide to chew it. Some people chew it. So when you chew it, you have the fiber, you have everything that's inside. It burns cholesterol. It burns it like no man's business. It has that ability to burn cholesterol. So that's the way it also reduces blood sugar, because those cholesterol that has been deposited in the veins, in the arteries, as atherosclerosis and all that. So it helps to burn off those plaques, burn them off. So as it's burning them off, the blood can easily flow and the blood pressure drops. So that's the way it works. It's called beetroot. I hope you get it now. I hope you understand now. It's called beetroot. There's beetroot in the house. Just give me a minute. Let me bring beetroot and show you. Just 1 minute. I'm coming. Yes, so this is beetroot. You can see it. This is beetroot. Many of you would have seen it in the market, but you don't know what it is. So it looks like onions. It looks like potato. You can see how it is. This is exactly how beetroot looks like. Hope you can see it. Mm. So this is beetroot. Okay, so there's a question. So there was a period I was taking it for about 6 days. I started passing it in my wrist. I was alarmed. I didn't get this question. You started passing it where? First of all, if you listen to me earlier, I said you can't take beetroot for 6 days stretch. You can't take beetroot for 3 days stretch. You understand? There's some fruit like that. That's why you need to do your research. There are some fruits you cannot, there are some juice you cannot take at a stretch. For instance, there is this bitter leaf juice. Bitter leaf juice has been also been proven to have hepatotoxicity. That means it affects the liver too, in the process of trying to take care of it. You understand? So you can't take bitter leaf juice at a stretch for 1 week. It will affect you. You understand? Even if you don't know what is happening, but it's affecting your liver. Same thing with beetroot. Okay, in your physics. Okay. So same thing with beetroot. You can't take beetroot at a stretch for 6 days. So what I said that you take it 3 times a week on empty stomach, first thing in the morning. So you can take it on Monday. You will not take it again until Wednesday. You will not take it again until Friday or Saturday. So if you do it that way, it won't have a problem. It will cause a problem for you. You understand? And it will be very effective. So there are some things that there are some fruits, vegetables that you can't eat them every day. The body will start reacting, and beetroot is one of them. So maybe that's why you had this. Okay, so I have another question. Please ask all your questions, because once we are off here, it will be difficult for me to answer some of these questions. Is there any natural remedy for barrenness? Yes. Yes, a lot of natural remedies. A lot. But in handling this, you must find out what is causing it. That is a mistake a lot of people make. They say, okay, this agbo can cure barrenness. You drink it. But you can't pinpoint what is causing the barrenness. You can't pinpoint what is causing the infertility. It could be hormonal imbalance. If it's hormonal imbalance, the treatment is different. If it's blocked fallopian tube, the treatment is different. If it is fibroid, the treatment is different. So the first thing is to understand what is causing it. Understand what is causing it first. So when you understand what is causing it, then it's not easy to pinpoint natural remedies. There are some people, by doing food fasting for 30 days, their hormones correct and they take in. There are some fruits and vegetables that enhance fertility. One of them is called avocado pear. Avocado. I know we call it pear in this part of the world, but it's called avocado. Avocado has the shape of a womb and is believed to be very high in estrogen and some healthy fats that can help to correct some hormonal imbalances. So those are some of the things you need to find out. What is causing it and what are the natural remedies that I can use for it? So it's not just one-off natural remedy. That's okay, take this, it will take care of bad. No, 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 no. Infertility is a complex issue, very complex. So you need to piece it out, take it off one by one to be able to know what to use in taking care of what. As simple as that. So this is another question. Aside from beetroot, any other one for the reduction of cholesterol? What happened to the beetroot that we suggested now? Why are you taking the beetroot aside? Use the beetroot. Use the beetroot. If you want to also use other natural remedies, you can use lemon water. Lemon water also burns fat. You understand? Burns off fat. Although orthodox medicine will tell you that lemon water does not burn fat, but we all know that it's a lie. Natural medicine will tell you that lemon water can burn fat. I'm telling you. So if you mix lemon with water, the water becomes alkaline and fat dissolve under alkaline environment. That is why when you are doing food fasting, your body becomes alkaline. And as your body becomes alkaline, you start burning off the fat. That's why when you are doing food fasting, you lose weight. The reason why you are losing weight is because the environment of the body now has become alkaline and is melting the cholesterol. You understand? So, but if you are that kind of person that you don't take fruit at all, you don't take vegetables at all, you are that kind of person that you just live your normal life, keep eating as much as you can, keep eating very late, the cholesterol will be building up until you decide to do fruit fasting, then you burn it off. Then another means of burning cholesterol, reducing cholesterol, is by exercising. In fact, with all the natural remedies, you must add exercise to it. If you don't exercise, the body cannot function properly. Exercise is the gingering, let me use that word, the gingering of the body to perform at its optimal level. So when you exercise, the body is shaking up all the nutrients that are sedimented, that are just stored somewhere, that are not moving around. So the blood flow increases, blood carries all those nutrients to different parts of the body. The heart pumps blood at a very fast rate, so that helps to move all the nutrients around. So you see that exercise is a must if you must reduce cholesterol and if you must live a healthy life. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Yes. So we've taken 1 hour, 30 minutes. If you have questions, do let me know so that we'll just take the questions and we'll call it a day. So we're going to organize a training for men, although We have not fixed any date yet, but I will announce it. So the women that are here, talk to your husbands to join the training. 2,500 is not a big deal. It's a very, very minimal amount compared to what you are gaining from the lectures that we have. I did a similar training to what I'm giving you now, and each person paid 35,000 naira. We did the training last week. Each person paid 35,000 naira for the same things that I'm teaching you, and they paid. We had a sizable number of people paying that money for that training. So imagine um, um, bringing down that training to something that is as small as 2,500. And yet, a lot of people are still not willing to invest in the knowledge they have. The reason why your health is at the level it is because of the amount of knowledge you have. I share this testimony everywhere I go to. I almost had ulcer. Not that I almost had ulcer, I had ulcer. It was with serious chest pain, heartburn, stomach pain. You know this pain that occurs here. You understand the distance between your tummy and your chest. That was where I was having that pain. For good 1 week, I wasn't able to sleep. If I sleep straight, the acid will reflux into my chest. So what did I do? I sleep, I raise my pillow, I put like 3, 4 pillows so that I can sleep as if I'm sitting down. So that way the acid doesn't go up. It just remains in my stomach. Even with that, I was having severe chest pain and heartburn. If not for the knowledge I had about how to cure ulcer, I would have been an ulcer patient today. Immediately I discovered that, I started using energized water. I went straight to get red cabbage. I juiced it. I got on sweetened yogurt. I started taking it. I bombarded it. In fact, the ulcer knew that something was actually hitting it. And do you know, in less than 1 week, the ulcer disappeared. Till today, I'm talking about 2 years ago. Till today, not even any sign of ulcer, not even any. What if I didn't have that knowledge? How did I get that knowledge? I invested to get it. I invested my time, I invested my resources to get knowledge of the things that can help me and other people. And indeed, it's helping. Indeed, it's helping. So thank you very much for this. The videos will remain in this group till Sunday. By Sunday, we'll move it to a private YouTube channel. So anybody that wants to watch it or have access to it, we need that link. So people that want to register and still get it, maybe you missed out the lecture and you want to get it, you can still register, but the amount will now become double. Instead of 2,500, you are paying 5,000 naira. So because you have missed the training. So the replays will be available on YouTube after Sunday, but to be in this group from now to Sunday, so you can easily watch. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you. Have a pleasant week.